If you only have 24 hours in a day, your success is dependent upon how you use the 24. You gotta hear me. People talk about Oprah Winfrey, Ted Turner, Warren Buffett. Listen to me. I don't care how much money you make. You only get 24 hours in a day. And the difference between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely. That's it. Listen to me. That's it. You get 24. I don't care if you broke, you grew up broke. I don't care if you grew up rich. I don't care if you're in college, you're not in college. You only get 24 hours. And I blew up literally. I went from being a high school dropout to selling 6,000 books in less than 6 months. What happened? My 24 hours. I was like, okay, Eric, you got to get a grip on your 24 hours because you're about to be broke for the rest of your life. And that's all I need you to do for me. I can tell you all about your life if you just write down your 24-hour schedule for me and you let me look at it. I can tell you where you're going to be in 5 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 10 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 20 years if you keep that schedule.
I had a teacher in 8th grade. 8th grade tell me I wasn't going to make it in high school. 8th grade, I had a teacher telling me that foolishness. And what did I do? I proved them right. I went to high school wilding out. 9th grade year, wild out so bad, that school kicked me out. They was like, we can't even take this no more. Kick you out. Go to another school. I completely flunked that. Go to a 3rd school and finally begin to get my act together. I'm proving everybody who did not believe in me right, and the few people who did believe in me, I'm proving them wrong. Again, we dealing with, it matters of the heart now. A lot of times we behave in the way we behave because we don't feel like we got worth or value. We don't really recognize the heritage of who we are and what we can do. So we just on that, I'm just gonna do whatever and get a couple laughs. But when you recognize how great you are, when you recognize that champion that's inside you, you'll say, you know what, I got more to give. There's more to life than this right here. I deserve better, you deserve better. And then you'll say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna prove everybody who didn't believe in me wrong. And the few people who do believe in me, I'm gonna prove them right. And when you do that, everything inside your life changes. I just start saying, before I make decisions, I just start saying, okay, is this gonna make my mama proud? Or all the people that's hating on me, is this gonna make them say, see, I told you. I'm in India speaking. I found out the culture in India, there in Bangalore where I was, has the highest suicide rate. Because if these kids do not do well in high school, they know they won't go to college, and they know for the rest of their lives they'll end up in poverty, and they said, I'd rather die than be in poverty. That's what you call desperation. But you gonna settle for whatever the world gives you? You gonna settle for living how your mom and dad live now? I'm telling y'all, my young friends, you ain't gotta settle for that.
This is the moment. Watch this video twice.
When you no longer fear dying, what else can life threaten you with? What else? See, when you are willing to risk all of it, see, that's what life is. See, you've got to be willing to give it all up.
When I visit students, I also tell them that the greatest risk they take is not taking one.
I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive.
What I mean by that is I need you to go 10 years into the future, 20 years into the future, and I need you to see yourself actually becoming the person you want to be.
Because you have to understand, this next 5-year window is when you don't go practical and safe. This is not the time to get the job mom wanted you to. This is not the time to try to maximize as much money so you can buy a fat whip.
When you're willing to throw it all on the line, that's when life takes on a whole new dimension. See, most people won't do that. They won't risk that. So decide to take some risks. You want to break the routine. Most people go through life following that routine, and we know that that is a living death. Going through life, playing it safe, you're like a breathing corpse. Because the only way that you can grow, you've got to risk. The only way that you can become your best, you have got to risk. You got to challenge yourself. You've got to venture into the unknown. You've got to take some chances. Got to put you on the line.
Sometimes by trying to solve your own problem, you're solving everybody else's problems. Because generally, if you want to affect the world, you have to change yourself first. Everybody tries to go out and change the world by changing other people and other things. But the real way to do it is by changing yourself. And sometimes making those really uncomfortable choices to go up against everyone in your life that you look up to and take that risk. Or go do this thing that nobody else is doing.
I think that you have to take risks all the time. If you don't do that, you don't move forward.
What changes our whole life is action. Why don't we take action? Fear. What do we got to do to get ourselves to do it? We got to make sure that we push ourselves through it by making a decision.
The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky.
Because to really truly be creative, you have to be willing to take risks. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to fail.
This is the best and easiest 5 years of your life because this is when you need to attack what you love and what you want to do.
The problem is everybody wants the prize, but nobody wants to pay the price. Right? Everybody wants the prize, but nobody's willing to pay the price. Nobody's willing to put in the work. Nobody's willing to make the sacrifice. Nobody's willing to eat their own, to make it happen. Everybody's expecting it to be easy. I was just giving a talk the other day to school, and someone said, well, why would I choose that way? That's much harder. That way's a lot harder. Why would I choose that direction? And I was like, man, why are we talking about hard versus easy? Nobody said this was going to be easy. We don't want it to be easy. If it was easy, then everybody would be doing it, right?
So in order to have that sense of fulfillment, getting out of your comfort zone, as you get out of your comfort zone, you expand your whole life. The more you do, the more you realize you can do. You expand your capacity. You expand your potential. You expand your horizons. You expand your vision of yourself and of life. You expand your participation in life. You're involved in life more. You'll get more out of life because you're putting more into life than most people. That's why it's so important that we're willing to take some risks. I don't know exactly what to do. It's okay. You'll find out. You either learn that you're going in the right direction or the wrong direction. And from that you learn. You'll get some feedback. The universe will tell you, where do I get started? Just get started. The universe will give you immediate feedback. Here's something else. Choose to be happy in spite of life's challenges. In spite of life's challenges. Life changes every day. Sometimes things will be going your way. Sometimes things work well for you. Sometimes it won't work so well. Sometimes you'll have your health, you're feeling good and energetic, have a yes I can attitude, and there's some things that can happen to you in life that can take all of that from you. All of that can go. Sometimes you might be financially secure, and a sickness, one sickness can wipe out an illness. Life always changes. But you can choose in the midst of all of this that's going on to be happy in spite of it. In the good times and in the bad times, you can make a choice. So even if a cloud of sorrow comes over here, ain't it fine today? Living in the moment, getting everything we can out of where we are in the moment where we are right now. Living in the present.
If it wasn't difficult, then everybody would be doing it. There'd only be, everybody would be an entrepreneur, everybody would be a billionaire, everybody would be a successful athlete or artist or businessman or salesperson or a scientist. Everybody would be doing it, right? It's not supposed to be easy. You shouldn't want it to be easy, right? The minute someone tells me that they're looking for, what's the easiest way to do it or the fastest way to do it, I immediately see, in my mind, if I'm feeling generous, I'll tell them right then, I'm like, bro, ma'am, sir, I'm sorry, but I think you should try something else. Like, you've got the wrong mindset. Like, if you're looking at what's easy and fast, like, go go to McDonald's or work that 9 to 5, but we're talking about if you have a dream, if you have a mission, if you have a passion, this shit is not going to be easy. You know? Easy shouldn't even be in the conversation or in your vocabulary. This is supposed to be hard. You should want it to be hard because then no one can replicate what you create. The most important thing that you have to understand when you embark on anything of value and of meaning is that it's not going to be easy.
Failure has such a negative connotation in our society, and I think this is totally unfair because what failure really is the opportunity to learn. If we never failed, it would never occur to us to do things differently. You would just keep doing the same thing because it would always work. But the world changes, people change, and so we have to change. We have to fail in order to succeed.
Decide to live your fantasy. See, in life, you can go through life, you can come up with reasons or you can come up with results. You can come up with excuses or you can come up with achievements. You can go through life blaming or you can come up with solutions. The choice is in your hands, satisfaction or despair. We can choose that. So look at your life and decide what it is that you want to do that will give your life a sense of worth. Someone said that your life worth is measured by your accomplishments and not by your complaints. You want to have a fulfilling life? Decide not to make your life predictable. See, some people, their lives are very predictable. They got a little routine, they do that, and they follow that day in and day out, day in and day out. You don't get much juice and happiness out of life like that if you're predictable. You want to change it up. Variety most certainly is the spice of life. Here's something else. Want to create a greater sense of fulfillment? Challenge your fears. Challenge them. Look those fears in the face and take them on. Don't allow them to rule you. Decide that you're going to take some chances. You've got to be willing to risk. If you're not willing to risk, you can't grow in life. Life has no power when you're not willing to risk. It's that to laugh is to risk appearing the fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out for another is to risk involvement. To expose feelings is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas, your dreams before a crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risk must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, is nothing. They may avoid suffering and sorrow, but they cannot learn, feel, change, grow, love, and live. Chained by their certitudes, they are a slave. They have forfeited their freedom. Only a person who risks is free.
Most people think that the people that are at a very high level in society are cut from a different cloth. They think that they're literally a different breed than them, and that they can't get those things. So that's kind of interesting, right? And it's always kind of a shocker to have the myth of that person burst. But see, here's the thing. Although we're not cut from a different cloth, the fact that I mastered consistency is the difference. And most people will never do that. No one wants you to succeed, right? Only your mom. And even your mom doesn't want you to succeed because she's afraid you're not going to call her back. Your brain doesn't want you to be a big success. Your brain just wants to keep you alive. All your brain wants you to do is just pump out 1 or 2 kids so the DNA can continue on. That's it. Your brain will trick you. You are your own worst enemy. I know that if I fail to do that, that I am not instilling those habits that's going to have a big picture long-term goal. Dudes, talent is overrated, homie. There's no price too great for me. There's nothing too great. I would die for my dreams. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to risk it. There's nothing too great. There's no amount that I'm not willing to go. You could accomplish anything you want, man, if you're willing to do it, right? But again, you'll realize that what you think you are is not what you are. You become something else. You literally become something else. If you want to be someone who's tireless, you cannot be tired down. You'll become something else. So you don't have those limitations a normal human being has. You don't have that because you become something else. You become something that embodies certain things that you're trying to move forward. You'll go to any length. So you're not going to get tired because dude, at that point you have God on your side. That's not even you anymore, dude. Big. It's like, you know how? What I do is I focus on maybe 1 or 2 or 3 things at a time, and then I just do it. And then I get that done, and then I do the next thing. And then I get that done, and then I do the next thing. No one's going to put you on. You have to put yourself on. No one's going to put you on. So you make that choice. You just do your small tasks and you do it. But see, no one wants to hear that. Success is about just quiet little actions, getting rid of anything that's unnecessary. Success is like a quiet daily set of tasks. Real small. Real small. It's very quiet. It's a very quiet process where you're just drawing your state from within yourself, doing these like simple little tasks, but finding love in those simple little tasks. It's not this big rah-rah speech where you do this one thing and something big happens. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. And I got a million reasons not to do it. But what I do is I make the choice that I say, if I can't make myself go do this, how am I going to live my dreams?
If your life is to the point where doing things proactively to try to get ahead is very, very difficult, here's pretty much what you have to do, okay? First thing to recognize, in life there's an expression where they say the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, okay? In other words, most people, if you look at them when they're walking around the streets, they look like their fucking face is being shoved into the ground, okay? That's how most people walk around. Just walk down the street anytime you want. Walk down the street. They've lost their dreams. Most people's dreams have been flushed down the toilet like a decade ago, okay? Like the little kid, like, I'm gonna be a fireman. It didn't happen. They got a job, they watch television, and they sleep, and then they drink on the weekend, okay? And that's most people's life. At a certain point, what you have to do is you have to look at your life and you have to say, do I accept this or do I not accept it? Okay, you have to look at that. And you have to make a decision. So look at your life. Now ask yourself, what direction is my life going in? Like, if I look at what I'm doing right now, what direction is this gonna lead me in? Like, there's no future where it's gonna get any easier. Do you guys get that? It's not gonna get easier. In fact, generally speaking, okay, it doesn't stay the same. You're either going a little bit up, you're going fast up, you're going a little bit down, or you're going fast down. Most people, in my personal just, pseudoscience-y, bro science opinion, are probably going slightly down. Here's basically the deal, okay? The way that I built RSD and the way that I learned game was pretty much I killed myself, okay? That's pretty much the answer. The thing is, the first step is like burning the boats. But the thing is, I think a lot of guys think that if you just burn the boats, like cut off all other options, sink or swim, you're basically if you don't succeed, and then you just succeed. No. Once I burned the boats, it was extremely clear. I am going to kill myself to do what I want to do. When I wake up, I look like, what am I going to accomplish today? And then I go out and I try to accomplish it. When you say, I don't have time, here's what you should say. I don't have time for that, okay? I don't have time for that. Because are you telling me that you're not wasting an hour here, an hour there? The dumbest thing that you could ever do is think that you're this independent island, okay? Human is an independent island. The way to get success is not to be needy, but you have to surround yourself with the following. You should have mentors, okay? Get mentors. You should have peers on your level who keep you in check. And then you should have people who you are mentoring, which bring the youthful energy to help you. When I see people complaining, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, your life is so short. Are you really gonna sit here complaining? You are gonna be dead soon enough. So don't waste time complaining, okay? Don't waste your time complaining. It's a terrible, terrible idea, all right? So basically what you want to do is like never be negative, never complain. Now here's how you do that. The way that you do it is you have to organize your life in a way where you generally feel pretty good. Do as best you can to surround yourself with great influences, okay? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on petty emotions. None of this like self-defeating shit. Continually examine your life. Look at the direction, the path that is leading you on. Try tons of new things, because by trying new things, what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to see what you might be good at. When I went and met up with different people in the pickup community, that was one of many different things that I was trying out. And I happened to resonate with that. I saw that I had some unfair advantages, so I went for it. Later, when you get tired of what you're doing, find new ways to manufacture the passion. That's the only way that you're going to be able to keep doing it. And the main payoffs, here's the main payoffs that you're going to get out of it. Like I said, when life is good, everything is just better. People treat you better, your body works better, you're happier, you're smarter, you're more creative, there is a long-term payoff. The person who you become is also, you're just much happier about it, okay? That whole, it's not what you get out of it, it's the person who you become. That is huge. It's mostly the person who you become. That's what you get out of it, the pride that you get out of it and making something out of your life. You also know that at least in some small way, in your own small way, you're making a difference, because when you're somebody that other people can admire, other people want to step up to that. So when you're creating something great of your own life, other people are inspired to pull themselves up.
Life is about flow, okay? Life is about moving forward. Life can be good. There is a solution. There is a win. And that's what I want for you. I want you to find your motivation. Not just to be motivated, not to say, oh, I'm motivated, anything like that, but to get what you want out of life, okay? Because this is what life is all about. So the answer is to study motivation, okay? Study it, understand it. Put yourself around people who are doing more than what you're doing. Raise your standard.
Bite the bullet on this, and I gotta get humbled by reality. I actually care about getting my dreams realized. Instead of talking a bunch of shit, what I'd like from you is less talking and more doing. Don't confuse just doing for results. There's a very big difference between just doing stuff and getting results. You actually have to value tangible results. So if you're gonna start a small business, go start the business. Stop talking shit about it. If you wanna go earn more money and take care of your finances, shut the fuck up and go take care of your finances. A lot of people, they get stuck in these cycles where they're just doing stuff and they think it's gonna produce something later on, and then it never produces anything. And they don't wanna change, because change is emotionally difficult.
Don't take it personal when people say no to you. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves. They're saying no to living a bigger life. They're saying no to what's going on in their head. because they're suffering from possibility blindness. They can't see themselves doing more.
The only thing you need right now is whatever it takes. You need desperation now. You need a complete commitment. Burn the ships and go get yours. This is not a fun time. This is not a time for days off. This is a very, very serious time.
You got to gut this out. You've got to know your vitamin. You've got to fail your way to success. You've got to be relentless. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. There's something in you that says the most dependable hand in the world is the one at the end of your risk. There's something in you that says always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You're not sitting back waiting to see what politicians will do for you. Nobody will ever pull my strings again. Most people just can't see themselves doing better. But you're different. You see some things they can't see. There's something in each and every one of you that listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulled.